Good evening and welcome inside historic Shaw Gymnasium in Beverly Hills, Michigan. We've got a great contest for you here tonight as the Yellow Jackets men's basketball team faces the Tars from Denby High School in Detroit on senior night, the final home game of 2025 for this men's team, and it's sure to be a great one as we honor the four seniors on this team and get ready to play a great game of basketball. I'm Luka Nowinski alongside Steve Lepkowski. Lep, what do we think tonight? What are we looking for from the Yellow Jackets here?
Yeah, Luka, it's hard to believe we're at our last home game of the year, and it's been a very up and down year for the Yellow Jackets, but looking to finish the season strong and make a good playoff push. We bring in the Denby Tars, who are sitting at 11-5. We're currently at 9-9. So I expect a really spirited contest today, especially after the last game. The Yellow Jackets took it on the chin a little bit to the Yellow Jackets of Avondale. So like you said, the special thing about tonight is it is senior night, and anyone who's ever played high school athletics, regardless of sport, you're always going to remember your senior day, night, and no matter what sport it is. And today we've got four accomplished seniors: Blake Murphy, Chase Kooks, Evan Singleton, Cade Wilhelmy. And these are a cast of four-year players, multi-sport athletes who contributed to many sports over their time at Country Day. Blake Murphy also has contributed quite a bit this year as a senior on the football team. Chase also participated in golf at his time at Country Day. Evan Singleton was a captain of the football team this past fall. And Cade Wilhelmy was a two-time captain of the football team, and he also plays baseball in the spring. He's a Division I prospect heading to University of Toledo on a full scholarship to play football next year. And, these are four great kids, and this is why we're here tonight, to thank them. And I know the rest of their teammates are going to put their best efforts in to make sure the Yellow Jackets come out with a victory.
Yeah, we'll hear a little bit more about those four seniors in just a few moments with our senior night festivities before tip-off at 6:30. Now, Denby is a team 11-5 on the year. They've had a pretty nice season, and the Yellow Jackets coming off, like you said, a loss to Avondale on Friday. So what are the Yellow Jackets going to need to do to be able to bounce back and get the win tonight? Yeah,
last time out, we really did struggle offensively. So I'm sure from that point to tonight, Coach Nobles has worked on the flow of the offense and trying to get a little bit better shot selection. And with that, again, it sounds like a broken record. We have been hit with the injury bug, and so, out for the years, Christian Cast and Anthony Cartwright, and Roman Allen, another contributor who has started for probably half the season. He's still out tonight. So we don't have the full complement of players that we thought we would have, but we commented against Avondale even when that game got out of hand. Our kids really played hard, and we do have one common opponent. Last week, Denby lost to Detroit Central in the PSL quarterfinal, 76-61. Earlier in the year, we beat Detroit Central 50-45, and I believe Roman was in that game, but Anthony and Christian were already out for the year. So I think we've got a favorable matchup. Just looking briefly, through warm-ups, it looks like Denby's a little bit undersized. So, I'm sure they're going to have a full court pressure aspect to their defense. But I think these are one of those nights where the energy and the moment of senior night should carry the day for us.
And you said, the Yellow Jackets a little bit shorthanded from where they've been earlier in the season, but it's really been the senior class that has stepped up throughout the course of the season. Guys like Chase Kookas, Blake Murphy, Evan Singleton, as well as Cade Wilhelmy that have played significant minutes down the stretch and have been big role players for this team.
Absolutely, and you said it when we were playing Avondale. Probably the last 6-7 games, Chase has really blossomed and is having a tremendous senior year, really attacking the basket. Blake was out a little bit. He's back now. And so, I'm expecting all four of those players to have a great game tonight.
Well, we've got some senior night festivities coming up. Let's join public address announcer John Porter.
And our school motto, incorporate Sama. First, we recognize student manager Amin Nasir. Amin has been part of the basketball program for 4 years. Amin also runs track and field for DCBS. He's accompanied by his mother, Hala, and his father, Mosa. Amin is currently undecided on his college choice for next year, but he plans to study business. One of his favorite memories with his program was the NHSAA playoff game against Cranbrook last year. His advice to youngsters in the program as he departs is to keep working hard and moving on in the program. Senior Amin Nasir. Next up in our senior night recognition, small forward Evan Singleton. Evan is accompanied by his parents, Anita and Brian. Evan has been a varsity team member for the past 2 years and has been a member of the varsity football and track squads. Evan's favorite memory of the program was this season's media interviews with his teammates. As to the advice he gives his younger teammates, he says, be grateful for your blessings and use the opportunities you are given to succeed. When asked which DCBS employee has been influential during his time here, Evan says his mother, assistant head of school, Anita Singleton. Next year, Evan plans to attend North Carolina A&T to study biomedical engineering. Senior Evan Singleton. Next is senior forward Blake Murphy. Blake is accompanied by his parents Nate and George. Blake has spent the past 2 years in the varsity program and has also been involved in varsity football and the film program. His favorite memory is all the locker room songs that he and his teammates made. His advice to younger players is just keep living and don't let the pressure get to you. Blake says he's been influenced and assisted most by Mr. Kane and Dr. Creed over the years. Blake plans to attend either Loyola of Maryland or the University of Notre Dame, where he'll study psychology. Senior Blake Murphy. Now please welcome senior forward Chase Kukas. Chase is accompanied by his parents Sherry and Dan and his brother and teammate Lance. Chase has spent 3 years as a member of the varsity program. His favorite memory is being part of something that I will have the rest of my life. Chase has also been a student athlete in the golf program at DCBS. His advice to his returning teammates is to play every game in practice like it's your last. I'm a senior and I already miss it. Chase is still in the decision-making process for next year's college destination, but he plans to study both pre-med and business once the decision is made. Chase says the most influential faculty member here at his time has been Mrs. Dowd. Senior Chase Kukas. And our final senior to be recognized tonight is Senator Katie Wilhelmy. Kate is accompanied by his mother Casey, father Josh, and brother and teammate Dane. Kate has also made a big impact in the varsity football and baseball programs here at DCBS. As to his favorite memory of the program, he says, messing around in a hotel during out-of-state track games. Kate's advice to his returning teammates is to keep your head down and work until your dreams become reality. Kate recognized Mr. Bonkowski, his 4th grade teacher, as his most influential faculty member and one of the reasons he continues to love playing football. Kate will attend the University of Toledo next year, where he will play football and study business. Senior Kate Wilhelmy. Detroit Country Day School and Athletic Program would like to congratulate all 5 of these young men for their outstanding representation of the school and their continued commitment to excellence in all that they do. Congratulations to Amin, Evan, Chase, Blake, Kate, and their families. They're coming.
We welcome you back inside Shaw Gymnasium in Beverly Hills, Michigan, just a few moments away from tip-off, and we are joined by a very special guest on tonight's broadcast. It's Ashton Aikens, class of 2001. He does a lot of coaching here in the Country Day Athletics program, also works in the admissions office. Great to have you on here with us.
Hey, good to be here.
Hey, Ashton, it's senior night for basketball, and you're an alum as I am, and it always brings memories to me. And, you played football, basketball, baseball at your time at Country Day. Maybe talk about, you're like me, you played under Coach Keener. What is a night like this? What kind of memories come back to you as being a member of the basketball program under Coach Keener, and some special moments maybe that kind of come back to you on a night like tonight?
One of the first things that pops in my mind, the first words that come to mind is just proud. Just proud to be a part of a historic program. Every day you walk in this gym, from the first day you walk in here, you see the banners, you see the names on the banner, the All-State team, and that's what you aspire to one day be up there, and you aspire to kind of uphold the tradition that was laid before you. You know the names, the Webbers, the Battiers of the world, and you just want to live up to that expectation. And so playing here was special for me from the first night I played here for my freshman year, being able to run out on this court against Brother Rice that first game, and just that atmosphere. And so it's always been special. And then to culminate it in your senior year, when you walk out there with your parents, and you just couldn't feel more proud, and you always want to come away with the win. And so that's what I really remember about this program, some of those memories that it will just stick with you forever.
Yeah, throughout this season, I've talked about I don't think people appreciate what is going on in this building. This Shaw Gym is truly historic. This is a national basketball court. The amount of players that played for Country Day, and because we were a national program, the amount of players from other schools that are in this building. And people sometimes forget what Coach Keener built here. And, so I know you're a very humble person, and I've talked throughout the season. It's been a special, I think, time in Country Day athletics with Amber Dean coming back as an alum to take over the women's basketball program. Obviously, Daryl Nobles with basketball. You've come on and a key member in the football program. I know after your career at Country Day, went on Northwestern, had a great football career, then went to college coaching for over a decade, and now you're back. And I'm always interested, because I'm a person who did this, had a different career and came back. What made you come back to Country Day, and what are some of the reasons that why you moved from Texas with your family to come back and give back to the school?
Well, my career, the foundation for my career was laid here at Country Day. Not just my experiences on the playing field or on the basketball court, but the friendships and the relationships that I met in the building. What Country Day did for me, it just instilled the drive. It instilled that competitive nature that I had to take with me to the college level. And it also just instilled a sense of confidence. Even when I stepped on the campus at Northwestern, the first day I stepped into class, I always felt that I belonged. There's never not a room that I felt uncomfortable in. And I truly believe that Country Day helped lay that foundation and instill that in me. So when the opportunity, I always kept my relationships. And Coach Mack, Coach Keener, and just anybody that had anything to do with my career path when I was here at Country Day, I always stayed in contact with. And as you know, my wife also attended Country Day, and in her own right was a great student athlete here as well, and also in college as well, playing tennis. And so that foundation is just kind of ingrained in my family. And I got 4 kids, three now that attend here. And when the opportunity came for me to come back, honestly, it wasn't that hard of a decision to leave the college coaching world to come back to this place, because this place is so special and it holds so much meaning for me in my life. And to also have an opportunity to let my kids experience what I experienced, to be surrounded with what I consider greatness, and to have my kids go through that and have that same type of impact in their life, it was an opportunity that I just couldn't pass up. And so I'm forever grateful for not just being here and playing the sport, but also relationships that I formed while I was here.
Yeah, and, I feel like, we're kind of, even though I'm a little bit older than you, we're in a band of players or students. I always sit back, and you ever think about, you played the same 3 sports as I did. How blessed were we, for me, Coach D'Angelo and Coach McLean in football, Coach Keener in basketball, Coach O in baseball. These are historic Hall of Fame national caliber coaches, and you had the same ones as I did, and I just feel like as an alum, it took me a bit to understand how fortunate, lucky we were to be at Country Day during that time.
Right. Absolutely. When you look back, when you're in the moment, you probably don't realize it then, but looking back on it and seeing all that they accomplished, all the players, all the amount of wins, the championships. When we walk down this athletic hallway that we have, the Hall of Champions as we call it, and you walk by all of those trophy cases with all the different state championships in there from different sports, you really start to understand the nostalgia and how just how one of a kind experience that is being here. And only way that happens if you're surrounded by great people and great coaches like a Coach Keener, like a Coach Orlando, who obviously coached me in baseball, not basketball. Right. But just having an opportunity, I learned so much from those guys. And some of those things I still carry with me in my coaching career right now that I can pass along and pass down. Just all of that wisdom and all that knowledge and all that experience definitely has a special place in my heart that sticks with me forever.
Yeah, and real quick, I'm going to put you on the spot. 30 seconds or less. You're the assistant admissions director. Give me a snippet. Why should someone consider coming to Country Day?
Well, Country Day is a one-of-a-kind place. I don't think there's a place in this state, that can actually give you what Country Day can give you. It gives you the most well-rounded experience you can possibly get at the high school level. No matter if you're in basketball, you're in baseball, you're in football, you're in math, you're in science, this is an experience that, is unrivaled. And if you really want your kids to grow and you want them to be stretched, there's no better place than to do that here at Country Day.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. Thank you so much, Ashton. Great job, and go Jackets.
Go Jackets.
Let's send it down now to our public address announcer, John Porter, for our national anthem.
Before we meet both teams and their coaches, the privilege of this game was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us honor and respect their efforts and sacrifices on our behalf. Civilians, please remove your caps. All veterans, we encourage you to render the appropriate salute. And everyone able, please stand at attention, place your right hand over your heart, and join the Detroit Country Day School Bella Voce Choir in singing our national anthem. Can you see my daughter because what's so bright in the air that the twilight must be, whose blessings and my stars will wear on the skies, who look up as we watch, who stare as we sleep, and the world is rendered.
We are just moments away from tip-off here in the Shaw Gymnasium. Let's meet our starting lineups, starting with the Tars from Denby. It's number 4, Artez Davis, number 5, Jarnett Cook, number 24, Chris Mitchell, number 11, Tyrone Robinson, and number 21, Marquise Tillman. And for the your Yellow Jackets, it's a starting lineup that features several seniors. The only underclassman in the starting lineup is number 14, Cordell Robinson, and all 4 seniors starting here tonight. Number 10, Evan Singleton, number 21, Blake Murphy, number 24, Chase Kukas, and number 50, Cade Wilhelmi.
Yeah, Luke, I love the fact that Coach Nobles is starting all 4 seniors. This was always a tradition that Coach Keener, we call him Coach K, Coach Keener would always do. Start your seniors no matter what, no matter who you're playing. They deserve it after 4 years, and get the game going and see where you go from there. But all 4 of our seniors are very capable to have a very strong game today.
It's going to be a great matchup. Denby comes in at 11-5, Country Day at 9-9. Trying to break above 500 after falling to Avondale on Friday. The final home game of 2025, just moments away. Cade Wilhelmi is at center court to face off against number 24, Chris Mitchell, for the tip-off and get this night of action underway.
Yeah, I still can't get over it, Luca. This is the last home game of the year. The season's flown by.
Tip goes the way of Cordell Robinson and the Yellow Jackets, quickly to Chase Kukas to start the scoring.
Great offensive tip look. I think we completed that against Avondale. Great finish by Chase.
Chase Kukas made an impact in the first quarter against Avondale last week, making an impact already in the first quarter tonight. Now Denby working on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, we're starting out in the zone, trying to see what if they have any perimeter game. It's a good first set there by our defense.
That three-pointer by Tillman was no good. Nice pass inside to Evan Singleton. Kicks it out. Kukas for three in the corner. Got it! Chase Kukas off to a great start.
That's what senior day is all about. Love it. You can already tell we've got a lot of energy here. We're flying around right now.
Robinson's got it for Denby. Swings it over to Tillman. Working against Singleton. Slowing it down. Country Day with a quick 5-0 lead.
We're doing a really good job with our zone. We're really extending it out, and Cordell is doing a great job at the top of that zone.
Robinson with it, trying to weave down low, finds his teammate. It was Chris Mitchell who was fouled on his way up.
Yeah, Cordell tried to go in there for a low block, got a little bit too much of the arm there, but I like the energy of our defense. Again, we are extending. Cordell and Evan doing a great job at the top of the zone there. And one thing about the zone, sometimes it allows you to get runouts if you can secure the rebound, which we did on the first defensive set.
Chris Mitchell made the first free throw, looking to convert on the second, bring this lead down to 3 for the Yellow Jackets. Hits them both.
Now, this is why I thought Denby was going to come out here, a little full court zone pressure here and see if we can handle it.
Cordell Robinson weaving through traffic, finds Blake Murphy trying to go down low, and they're going for the ball from both teams there. It's a jump ball, so Denby will take over the possession arrow in their favor.
Yeah, we did a great job of breaking that press. I think next time Blake, he just got to catch it and go straight up. It was a great look by Cordell there.
Denby working on the offensive end of the floor. It's Tillman on the right side working against Singleton. Gets a screen from Mitchell. Swings it out to the left side now. Trying to go down low and weave through traffic. Goes out of bounds, and Country Day will take over. That was Tyrone Robinson for Denby. Now Kukas will inbound. The senior-filled starting lineup for the Yellow Jackets with a 5-2 lead. Denby tried to poke it away. Yellow Jackets get it back. Now it's Cordell Robinson working to the offensive end of the floor. Gets to Cade Wilhelmy, who's fouled on his way up. He'll go to the line for 2.
I've noticed early Cordell is doing a great job. Once he gets that ball in the middle of the press, he is attacking the basket, and he's had 2 or 3 great passes to interior posts. And that time, Cade, caught it, went right up, good-looking shot, missed it, but got fouled. And if we continue to do that, that is a recipe to beat this full-court man press.
Foul went against number 24, Chris Mitchell for Denby. Wilhelmy sinks the first.
And again, we've had a younger lineup for the majority of the season, but you come to senior night, you start your seniors, and they have just started this game out with a high level of intensity and energy, and it's really nice to see.
Wilhelmy goes 1 for 2. Blake Murphy tried to save it. Denby taking it the other way. It's Tillman. Kicks it out. 3-point shot is good by Jarnett Cook. Country Day's lead down to 1. That pass sails out of bounds, and Denby will take over.
Yeah, that is what Denby's going to try to do. They make a bucket. We get it out right away. We weren't necessarily set in our break. Sometimes it's better take a breath, make sure everyone's set up to break that full court pressure.
Robinson working now, swings it over to Tillman. Now it's Cook for 3. He got it. 2 quick 3-pointers for Jarnett Cook. And Denby takes their first lead of the night.
That time they switched to a zone press, so we're going to have to be able to understand what if they're in man or zone. And 100%, we're going to have to locate Cook when we're on defense. He looks like a sniper out there. Really good-looking stroke.
Country Day struggled a little bit with Clayton from Avondale on Friday, who was a sharpshooter from 3-point range. Here's Blake Murphy in the corner from 3. That one bounces out. Foul on the floor. Looks to be against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, so Denby, really impressed. They're showing full court, man-to-man, and a full court zone, and they obviously can change those very quickly, and it can be difficult to understand what they're exactly in as the game goes on.
Denby on a mini 6-0 run. Now trying to go down low, and a foul on the way up. It was Marquise Tillman.
And this will be the name of the game here. Can we handle their pressure? We did a great job the first 3 times on the court. Last couple, we've struggled.
That was actually an offensive foul against Denby on Artez Davis, so Country Day taking over. Kukas with a mid-range jumper. That one doesn't fall. Yellow Jackets fighting on the offensive glass. Denby comes down with it. That was Artez Davis. Now Tillman taking it up. Swings it over. Now trying to go down low, and there's Artez Davis with his first points of the night. And a 10-6 lead for Denby.
Yeah, after the first 2 minutes of play, Denby, now they're matching our energy here, and we're going to have to do a good job here of knowing where to go with the ball.
Singleton tried to get it to Kukas. It went over his head, and now Denby on the offensive end once again. There's a nice shot by Tyrone Robinson, his first points of the night. They're spreading the ball, and now on a 10-0 run.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Nobles calls a timeout here shortly just to get us settled on what to do against the zone pressure. The zone press is the one that's been giving us a little more trouble than the man-to-man.
And a foul against Tyrone Robinson for Denby, his second foul, and they've got 4 team fouls under halfway to go through this first quarter, so that'll be something to watch, see if the Yellow Jackets can get to the free throw line. Jaden Martin and Isaiah Marino checking in for the Yellow Jackets. Now Cordell Robinson working, swings it over to Marino. Playing some hot potato now over to Jaden Martin on the right side. Marino working on the right corner. Trying to drive baseline, swings it out to Cordell Robinson. Robinson with a mid-range jumper. That one doesn't fall. Rebound for Artez Davis, and now Denby will take it the other way. It's Tillman going down low. That one falls out. Kukas with the rebound. Now Jaden Martin will slow it down. 12-6, that's the Denby lead. Cordell Robinson for 3. That one's off. Cade Wilhelmi, offensive rebound. Kukas on the right side for 3. No, Marino almost came down with it. Jaden Martin with it. Now Isaiah Marino to put it back.
Great pass.
And Country Day stops the bleeding.
Great pass by Jaden right there. Good finish by Isaiah. Great timeout by Coach Nobles. Even though we got the bucket there, we need to settle against this zone full court pressure. And they came down and dropped to a zone in the half court for the first time as well. And so I give Denby credit. They're defensively, they are very highly layered, and they can do switch on a dime. So that's going to be interesting to see. That's going to challenge us to be able to match that and understanding which offense we need to run against which defense they're running.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball as well on the offensive end. 4 different scorers early on in this game. Artez Davis, Jarnett Cook, Chris Mitchell, and Tyrone Robinson. So it'll be interesting to see how the Yellow Jacket defense can adjust to that high-powered attack from Denby.
Yeah, and absolutely. And you noted that they have 4 fouls already. Well, there's going to be a combination here of fouls and fatigue that we're going to have to exploit because they only have 8 players tonight. So they have a very small bench. So one of those 2 could really give us a decisive advantage, whether we can get them to fatigue late in the third or if we can rack up fouls against them. So I'm sure Coach Nobles coming into this game pointed that out. Let's attack the basket, let's get fouls on them, and let's get deep into their bench.
Marquise Tillman taking it up for Denby. They hold a 12-8 lead over the Yellow Jackets early in the first quarter here.
Now we're back
Cook
to
driving,
man-to-man.
going down low and getting it to fall. That was a nice stroke from Jarnett Cook.
Yeah, Cook is a good player. He can finish inside, shoot the 3. He is really, really good player. Now Denby's in a 1-2-2 zone here.
Robinson looking to set the table, along with Jaden Martin. Marino's in the corner. Wanted to drive baseline, has to kick it back out to Martin. Martin finds Cordell Robinson wide open for 3. That one just falls out. Marino had the rebound. It's a foul on the floor against Denby, and that should put Isaiah Marino at the free throw line as the Yellow Jackets are in the bonus.
That was a great job by Jaden. A lot of times when you play against a zone defense, they want you to pass it on the outside, be stagnated. Sometimes the best offense against a zone is to drive those seams, make it collapse, and then kick out. And that's what Jaden did. Got a good look at a 3. Zaya got the rebound, ultimately got fouled, and now we're in the bonus.
Marino at the line for 2, sinks the first easily. That was Marquise Tillman's first foul, so fouls are kind of spread out across multiple players for Denby, but 5 quick ones with 3:02 remaining in this first quarter. Marino. Second one doesn't go, but it's a lane violation against Denby, so he'll get in another shot. Marino sinks it. So only a 4-point lead now for Denby. 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. It's Cook working, puts up a shot. That one falls. What a nice shot by Cook.
Man, he's feeling it. You could tell he was going down there. He was going to pull, and he is definitely feeling it early to start this game.
He's got 10 points already. Marino on the left side. Gets it back over to Robinson. Country Day's been patient on offense. Oh, Marino's toe was out of bounds. Denby will take over.
Yeah, we're definitely, hanging in there right now, but Denby, they're an excellent team. They got great guard play, and this is going to be a tough-fought game all night for us.
In for the Yellow Jackets as well as Zane Halabi, who's had kind of limited minutes so far this year. There's a 3-point shot for Cook, doesn't fall. Robinson will take it the other way now. Robinson trying to work quickly, going down low, putting it up, putting it through. Nice job by Cordell Robinson.
Great take by Cordell. That's when he's at his best, running the court, attacking the rim. That's nice to see. I'd love to see him do more of that tonight.
Denby looking to respond, 4-point lead with 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. It's Tillman with it, kicks it out to Cook. Cook wanted an open shot, couldn't find it. Now it's Lamont Smith. Back over to Cook. They're trying to get him open looks. Trying to go down low now, and he's fouled on the shot.
We've switched from our zone to man, and that's going to be interesting how long we stay in our man, because Cook is dangerous no matter where he's at on the court. And play off him, he's going to hit the three in your face. If you try to play ball defense, he's at will been able to get to the rack. So we're going to have to play a cat and mouse game and maybe change up our defenses from time to time. I don't think we can sit in one defense and let Denby get comfortable with it.
Cook makes the first of 2 free throws. He's got 11 points now in this first quarter. Make it 12. Ethan Bray in for the Yellow Jackets. Blake Murphy checked back in as well.
And I wonder, we talk about the only 8 players on Denby. Coach Nobles has really been subbing in early, and maybe that's an effort to maybe have always have fresh players on the court and see if he can tire Denby down a little bit.
Yellow Jackets with plenty of motion so far. Jaden Martin on the right side, looking to make something work, and a travel as Ethan Bray would have had a 3-point shot, but Jaden Martin shuffles his feet a little bit, so Denby will take over now with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, I thought we had great movement, probably the best we've had all night against the zone on that. Just unfortunate Jaden got caught in no man's land, but obviously, like you said, Ethan Bray can really shoot it, so I think we continue that and give him some open looks. He's going to have a chance to really be a problem on the outside for Denby.
Here's Cook again for Denby. Fadeaway mid-range jumper doesn't fall. Martin with the rebound. Taking it the other way, Yellow Jackets looking to work quickly, and that pass just flies out of bounds. He was looking for Marino, an empty possession, as Singleton will check back in for Jaden Martin.
Well, I definitely feel like we've had a great uptick in energy from last Friday, and, you can feel the senior night is really giving some little bounce to the kids, and this is going to be a game that's going to go full 4 quarters, and it's going to take our best effort tonight.
Under a minute to go in this first quarter. Yellow Jackets facing a 6-point deficit. Denby tried to drive down low. That was Tillman who was fouled, so he will likely be going to the line here. That goes against Blake Murphy.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Coach Nobles loves to play man-to-man. We got really extended there, and I'm not sure many of our players are going to be in a good position against one of the Denby players on the perimeter like that. And so, Ethan, that was a tough ask right there, but hopefully we can get a run out here and cut into this lead before the break.
Missed them both, but an offensive rebound and a timeout for Denby here with a 6-point lead, and they've got the ball on the offensive end of the floor. Yellow Jackets on offense have kind of been hit or miss so far here in this first quarter. You know, they've had some possessions that have been really nice, some great aspects to those possessions, a lot of movement, like you said, finding the open shot, being patient. But there have been other times where they're creating turnovers and things just aren't going the way they should. So what's the key to kind of making sure that we get more efficient possessions and limit those empty possessions?
You know, I think the big thing, we've probably had 4 or 5 shots right at the basket, and we've missed them. We've got to do a better job of finishing. Denby's playing great defense, so when you get an opportunity and someone gives you a bounce pass on the block, you got to finish, and so we've got to do a better job of that. I think as long as we're moving, that's when we're at our best, and I think that, again, even though we started 4 seniors, now we're back subbing like a normal game, and our roster is young, and so even though this is our 19th game of the season, we still have a young roster, and these are part of growing pains.
Denby going down low. That was Artez Davis.
That's beautiful play by Denby. I mean, you couldn't draw it up any better than that. Now we're sitting in there 1-2-2, and like I said, we're going to have to swing the ball, use pump fakes, and really get this defense moving.
Blake Murphy with it, kicks it back out to Cordell Robinson. 20 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Country Day facing an 8-point deficit. Feels like you need some points here to end the quarter. 12 on the clock now. It's Cordell Robinson working. Finds Isaiah Marino. Mid-range jumper doesn't fall. Denby with the rebound, trying to go quickly. It's Cook. Picked away by Cordell Robinson. 2 on the clock. He's going to need to throw up a shot from half court. That one doesn't go, and so that is the end of the first quarter. Yellow Jackets down on the scoreboard, 20-12. They're going to need to kind of get things going here in the second quarter.
Yeah, we're going to definitely, and Coach Nobles is talking to them how to break their full court zone press and how to handle their 1-2-2 press or half-court defense. And, again, we just need to move the ball at a better clip and finish at the basket. At the end of each quarter, we do a shout-out, and today we're going to shout out to longtime retired DCDS Science Department Chair, Mr. Gene Menton. Gene Menton started coaching basketball with Coach Keener in the late 70s, and after a year or two, he transitioned to keep the scorebook for Coach Keener for over 30 years. I talked to Coach Keener last week, and he just couldn't talk enough about Mr. Menton. Never missed a game, whether it was on the road or at home. He would be on the bus. Just a huge supporter of Country Day basketball. And he was a beloved teacher. Like I said, he's retired, but as accomplished as a coach that Coach Keener was, Mr. Menton was that accomplished as a science teacher. He won several national awards, state Teacher of the Year awards. He really changed the science department over his time at Country Day. His wife Sharon was a longtime teacher in our lower school, and so Mr. Menton and Mrs. Menton, thank you for all you've done for for Country Day, and Lep says hi, and I hope you're enjoying retirement.
Here's Kukas with an easy layup down low to start this second quarter of action. He's got 7 points on senior night here.
Yeah, a great finish by Chase. As I was talking about, there are seams in this defense, and we just need to catch and go up to the rack and finish.
Tillman with it. Gets it over to Mitchell. Working from the top. Back out to Tillman working against Ethan Bray. Bray doing a nice job to keep him uncomfortable. Now Tillman driving down low. That one falls out. Robinson with it for the Yellow Jackets. Working quickly. Trying to go down low. Spin move. Puts it up. Doesn't fall. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up again. That one goes through. Nice job by Cordell Robinson to keep going and get the points on the board. Only a 4-point lead now for Denby.
Yeah, great job on the run out attacking by Cordell. And you can see an adjustment Coach Nobles is doing. Evan Singleton is not playing help side. He's face guarding Cook. And so we're basically going to make this game 4-on-4. And that's a great defensive adjustment. We're going to put it on Evan to just not allow Cook to get the ball at all.
Tillman working against Bray. Bray giving him a tough time. Mitchell hands it back over to Tillman. Mid-range jumper doesn't fall. Offensive rebound for Davis going down low against Marino. Marino didn't let it happen, and Kukas took it away. Chase Kukas working on the offensive end of the floor, trying to get it up for the Yellow Jackets. It's now Cordell Robinson.
Great
finds
pass.
Marino down low, and it just doesn't go through. Davis with it now.
Yeah,
Denby will take it the other way.
Isaiah want that one back, but again, we've made some adjustments offensively, getting to the block, and I like what we're doing defensively. That's 2 times now, playing great defense, and I agree with Coach Nobles. Let's just have Evan deny Cook. Don't let him get the ball if possible, and that's the best way to stop a high-volume score. Don't let him get the ball at all.
That's a second foul against Isaiah Marino. That was a foul on the floor. Denby will take it in with that 4-point lead in the second quarter of action. Cade Wilhelmy back in for the Yellow Jackets. 3 seniors on the floor. Davis trying to go down low. He traveled, and Country Day will take over.
Yeah, and Luca, I really see it the last 3 times. Evan has taken Cook out of this game. Now, easier said than done for the remainder of the game, but that looks like a recipe to slow their offense down.
Cordell Robinson working for the Yellow Jackets. Lots of movement to start here on this possession. Robinson for 3. That one's airballed, and Kukas tried to save it. Wasn't there in time, so Denby will take over again.
Yeah, we're running Coach Keener's old chaser against this zone, and we need to be a little bit more patient. If Ethan's going to be the chaser and he's running the baseline, we need to let him get to that corner and try to enter the ball to him and have a 3-man game overload situation.
Robinson working against Bray. Spin move, throws it up, doesn't fall. Bray with the rebound. He'll slow it down, give it over to Cordell Robinson. Robinson directing traffic on the offensive end. Now Bray on the left side. Robinson back on the right. Swings it over to Evan Singleton. Gets it inside. Cade Wilhelmy working down low. It's stripped away by Artez Davis. Denby taking it quickly. It's Robinson going down low. Fouled on his way up.
You know, they switched a 2-3 there. We went to opposite. Again, another staple in Coach Keener's offense playbook. That was the 2 zone offenses we ran opposite, which is a 3 high, 2 post, or a chaser. You have 2 high, 2 post, and shooter running the baseline. If people who remember the Pistons in going to work era, Rip Hamilton used to do that. Just run that baseline. When you do that, though, if we get back to chaser, we've got to be patient enough to let Ethan get to the corner, whoever the chaser is, like I said.
Robinson misses them both. Kukas with the rebound. Country Day catches a break. Now Cordell Robinson working. Almost lost it. Looking for a teammate. Kicks it out. Bray for 3. That one doesn't fall. Wilhelmy, rebound and the putback. Cade Wilhelmy.
Textbook putback by Cade. Got the rebound, didn't bring the ball down, didn't dribble it, just put it right back up. That's how you draw it up. That's how it was in the drill work that you do every day.
It has not been much of an offensive second quarter, but Country Day in this quarter has scored 6 to Denby's 0. Third Yellow Jacket foul in the quarter. That one goes against Ethan Bray. He's got 2. We'll bring Jaden Martin in for him.
We've done a great job in this quarter of not letting Cook get the ball. But Robinson, he has been giving us trouble at the point position and drawing fouls against us.
There's Cook for 3. It's short. Robinson with the rebound for the Yellow Jackets. Cordell Robinson finds Kukas on the outside. Kukas drives, puts it up. There's a foul on the floor against Denby. They haven't struggled as much with the fouls so far here in this second quarter, but they pick up their first of the quarter. That goes against number 4, Artez Davis, so he's got 2 now.
Yeah, Chase is big, strong body. He needs to be aggressive like that for the rest of the game. Great look.
Great job by Cordell Robinson to find Cade Wilhelmy. Wilhelmy has 5 points, and it's a tie game at 20. Yellow Jackets have scored 8 in this quarter. Denby still scoreless in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's what you love to see on senior night. Probably one of the better games that Cade has played. You got Evan locking down on defense and Chase doing his thing. This is really, really great to see.
Foul goes against Jaden Martin, his first foul of the night. Yellow Jackets 4 team fouls in the first 3 minutes and 40 seconds of this second quarter, so one more foul will put Denby at the line. Got to be careful here.
Yeah, and so now Jaden is on Robinson for Denby, and so this is going to be interesting now. It's our best defender against our best ball handler. If Jaden can do the job on him and Evan can deny Cook, we're going to be in great shape.
Here's Tillman with the jumper. That one falls to break the tie, and the first points for Denby here in this second quarter. Now Cordell Robinson taking it up, 4 minutes to go before halftime. Martin working now. Yellow Jackets will stay patient on that offensive end.
So, yeah, let's see if we can get it to Cordell. We got to be patient. It looks like Cade got a 3-second call there in the paint.
This one's going the other way now for Denby, and they have that 2-point lead. This feels like a critical defensive possession here that can kind of change the way that this game will go.
Absolutely. We got to keep the pedal down here. We got to keep playing great defense. Even though we're scoring at a better clip, it's all predicated on our defense. So you can see Evan is doing a great job not playing help side.
Robinson just lost it out of bounds. Great job by Jaden Martin to keep the pressure on, and the Yellow Jackets take over. Great job there.
Yeah, and this is the adjustment that Coach Nobles made. Evan is denying Cook, and now we're going to put our best ball defender on their best ball handler, Robinson, and it's working out beautifully right now.
Blake Murphy checks in for Chase Kukas. Singleton finds Cordell Robinson in the corner. Robinson drives baseline, swings it back out. Singleton for 3. And that one gets caught up behind the backboard, so Denby will take over. It was a nice look. Great job by the Yellow Jackets on offense. Didn't necessarily go through and follow through for points, but that's what you want to see.
Absolutely, yeah. You get an open look like that, you live with it, and it doesn't go in. You try to get the rebound. If you can't, you move on. As long as you're getting good looks, that's what offensive basketball is. How many good open looks can you get?
There's Cook for 3. Doesn't fall. Davis with the offensive rebound. Nice tip by Cordell Robinson. Tillman will corral it for Denby. They still hold that 2-point lead. Tillman drives down low. Lots of contact. Able to fall through.
Yeah, that's a great finish by Tillman. That was a strong move. And so we're doing great job on Robinson and Cook. But Tillman's this good team, well-rounded.
Case could have been made for a foul there. Yellow Jackets kind of get away with it. Cordell Robinson finds Wilhelmy down low, puts it up, puts it through. Cade Wilhelmy with 7 points tonight.
He's just playing with great energy. And, again, I can't say it enough as an alum. This is what you want to see in senior night. Your seniors just play their heart out, and that's what he's doing. He's playing a fantastic game. He's having a presence in this game, which is huge for us. This
might be the best game we've seen him play all year.
No doubt. A good run out here.
Cordell Robinson taking it the other way. Behind the back pass goes out of bounds off of Tyrone Robinson for Denby. So Country Day will keep it on the offensive end of the floor under 2 minutes before halftime. 2-point deficit. So now this is a big offensive possession for the Yellow Jackets, potentially to tie or take the lead.
Yeah, we've done a great job on these underneath plays. We've gotten 2 layups out of them. So Denby's going to get in a 2-3 zone here, and we'll see what we got dialed up here on this out-of-bounds play.
Robinson will inbound. Finds Jaden Martin. Now over to Wilhelmy. Now down low, it's Blake Murphy. That one, lots of contact there, so Denby will take it the other way. Going quickly, it's Robinson. Floater, yes.
We got a lot of good players on their roster. I'm thoroughly impressed. Very similar to Avondale with, everyone can handle it and very adept offensively. A really good team on the court here.
Robinson for 3. No. Blake Murphy was fighting for the rebound along with Marquise Tillman. It's a jump ball, and Denby will take over.
Yeah, we got 1:27 seconds left in this half. You said it earlier, this critical juncture. We can't let them go on a 4-0 run, extend this lead, because it took us so much to get back in this game. So hopefully we can get a stop, maybe going to half tied. It would be a huge win given how we started the game.
Robinson working on the offensive end for Denby. He's got 4 points tonight, done a great job as the ball handler. Jaden Martin giving him a tough time. He lost it. Davis now with it for Denby and putting it through. Great job by Davis to get back after a little bit of an issue that Robinson had with Jaden Martin.
Yeah, one thing Denby does is they finish every time they rack. They do a great job finishing.
Long pass from Robinson just goes out of bounds on the other end of the floor. And a timeout called by Daryl Nobles.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Luca. We get in these moments here, 50 seconds left in the half. Is he going to try to work it for one shot or try to, hey, let's get a 2-for-1 type, even though it's not a shot clock, but the mentality of, hey, first open look, let's go shoot, get a bucket, maybe come out, full court press, or try to get a steal in the half court and get another basket and run out of here in a 4-0 run.
after the Yellow Jackets' 8-0 run to start this second quarter. Denby now on an 8-2 run. One thing I do want to say about the Yellow Jackets in kind of the latter half of this second quarter is they've had 4 fouls on the board for a while now, and it's stayed right there. They've played disciplined defense. Denby's been able to kind of find ways to score a little bit here, but it's been a nice job defensively throughout this quarter. After Denby put up 20 in the first quarter, only 8 now in the second quarter.
100%. And I give all credit to Coach Nobles and the staff. We've made that adjustment where we're going full deny on Cook. Evan does not have any help side responsibilities, and that is a huge adjustment for anyone who coaches basketball, goes counter to any help side principles. But again, that is a weapon to use, a strategy when you have a pure scorer like Cook. So kudos to Coach Nobles because it's obviously worked.
Denby puts on the full court pressure. Kukas looking for someone in. It's Cordell Robinson. 45 seconds to go before halftime. And, oh, man, a travel call goes against Cordell Robinson.
Yeah, Denby came out in man, but they were trapping. So as soon as the ball handler started to dribble Cordell, they came with a trap, unexpected, and he took too many steps. And this is what I mean. You know, Denby, I'm very impressed. Defensively, they have so many layers to their defense. And then offensively, they can finish at the rack when Cook is going. They can shoot from the outside. So this is a quality team.
Tyrone Robinson with it for Denby. Maybe trying to let the clock run a little bit. 30 seconds to go before halftime. They do have a 6-point lead. Working against Martin. Martin poked it away, but it goes out of bounds. So Denby will keep it. Now Cook inbounds, way back to Tillman.
This would be a huge stop here if we can hold, let this clock run out or get a steal. Great job.
And this one will go the other way for the Yellow Jackets. Offensive foul on Denby goes against Marquise Tillman. He's got 2 fouls. Now Ethan Bray and Cade Wilhelmy will come in for Evan Singleton and Chase Kukas. The Yellow Jackets will have 17.9 to get some points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, great job there by Jaden, our defensive weapon, drawing charge, and this will be great. We need to get a bucket here to go into half.
Robinson finds Jaden Martin.
Great
now
look.
inside, Cade Wilhelmy. Isaiah Marino, offensive rebound. The putback doesn't go. Denby with it, 3 seconds on the clock. Robinson puts up a crazy shot from half court. Almost goes in. It just rims out, and that brings us to halftime. Denby holds a 6-point lead over the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, great end there. I thought Cade was going to be able to make that basket, but, down 6. We're going to be okay and regroup. I think we found what we need to do defensively. And, again, I'm sure Coach Nobles going to go into halftime and talk about, boys, we got to finish at the basket. And if we finish every time we're in the paint, we're going to win this game.
Country Day outscored Denby 10-8 in that second quarter, so a nice adjustment there, like you said, made by the coaching staff, and it really made a difference. We'll have to see if they can kind of keep it going in the second half, and it's sure to be a great second half here on senior night. We are joined by Yellow Jacket assistant coach Dale Brundage. Coach, what did you like to see from your team in that second quarter, making an adjustment and kind of coming back after a first quarter that was a little rocky, especially on the defensive end?
Yeah, we kind of nipped it in the bud a little bit on defense in the second quarter. I think first quarter gave up something like 20 points.
Yeah, 20 points.
Yeah, I'm actually mad that they actually got 28 that quarter. What we need to do is cut off a lot of these driving lines. They're really just beelining it straight to the basket at the moment, and that's the adjustment that we're going to make for the second half.
What have you liked to see, obviously, senior night from these 4 seniors? They've done a great job so far in the first half in this game. What have you liked to see from that senior group leading this team right now?
Just more communication on defense. Right now, we're kind of like a little helter-skelter, especially that first quarter. I would like them to, 1, rebound, and 2, have a little bit more communication, especially on defense.
Thank you, Coach. Sure to be an exciting second half here. Country Day down on the scoreboard only by 6 points here at halftime. And we have got a halftime history lesson here brought to you by Steve Lepkowski and it's the 1991 state championship team. Take it away.
Thanks, Luca. Yeah, today we're going to cover the 1991 state championship team, 26-2. Assistant coaches that year were Jay Schwartz, Kerry Keener, Terry Nelson, and obviously Coach Keener as the head coach. And this was a special championship because this was the last championship of the first three-peat in program history. Previously, we've talked about the 1989 team in a broadcast, and that was a team made up of a bunch of young players that really elevated the program to their first state championship. Well, this was 2 years later with the majority of that roster back. So you had seasoned veterans like Chris Weber, Yapo Montgomery, Kevin Nelson, Kevin Colson, Chris Backus, and they were all key members on the 1989 team. And now as seniors, they were making this final push to complete the three-peat for their senior year. And going into the season, Coach Keener knew what he had in his team. We were a nationally ranked team, and Coach Keener made the schedule accordingly. And, we went through that regular season 18-2, and our only two losses were the nationally ranked Detroit Southwestern and Bishop Laughlin out of New York. But I will have to say, a highlight of that season was the game versus Detroit Southwestern. I believe at the time they were number one team in the country. The game was at Cobo Hall, and it was the game of the year in Michigan. Ultimately, Detroit Southwestern ended up winning the Class A state championship that year. We won the Class B state championship, and in the Midwest, in the state of Michigan, there were no two better teams. And so on that court that night, Southwestern had Jalen Rose, Vashon Leonard. We obviously had Chris. And, we ultimately fell 72-64. But, in Cobo that night, you had three future first-round draft picks in the NBA. I mean, you don't find that too often. And, even though coming into the season there was a lot of excitement around the team, it wasn't as easy as people would think because we had several key players that battled injuries all season long, and so we were never really full strength until the playoffs. Chris Backus started the year late. He had a leg injury. Daryl Hervey hurt his knee, I believe, and he was done for the year. Chris Weber had and Chris Jensen all missed time due to injury. But once the playoffs hit, we were about as full strength as we could expect. And we got through the regionals relatively easy. But then in the quarterfinals at Ypsi High, we had a scare play Divine Child and won 66-57. But it was a back-and-forth game. And ultimately, we obviously pulled it out. And in the semis, we were back at Chrysler Arena. We played Bridgeport, won 78-44. That was a game that, we kind of had from the jump. Everyone got in, and I'll say even I got in that game. So that was a great, great festive afternoon. I remember that vividly. But so now we go into the state championship game. We're going to play Albion High. But a unique thing that year was the first state championship that was going to be in the Palace of Auburn Hills where the Detroit Pistons played. And that was an electric day. Albion had been blowing people out through the whole playoff run. And obviously we were highly touted, highly ranked. And there were almost 18,000 people at the Palace that afternoon. And I remember just the buzz in the air. And early it was a back-and-forth game. But it was a scary moment. In the second quarter, Chris rolled his ankle. And it was significant to the point he had to leave for the locker room before half, and you could definitely see, in the crowd and certainly us kind of held our breath. We were only up 32-26 at half. Went to the locker room. Coach Keener made the adjustments that we needed, and Chris came out, and so thought we were going to be ready to go. But even after third quarter, we were only up 5 points. But as this team had been built over the course of this 3-year run, the seniors led us and pulled out the third state championship, the first three-peat in school history, 68-57, and it was a true crowning moment in the era of Country Day basketball. And this was a special group of players that for 4 years they had built to this point, and they took Country Day basketball to a true elite national level. That was when that senior class graduated, Country Day was certainly a national program. And after that game, we had a very neat way to celebrate. You know, Chris hadn't announced his college that he was going to attend, so I remember all the families of the players went to a restaurant, and we had this banquet hall, and it was packed. All the news were there videotaping where Chris announced he would go to U of M. Everyone went crazy, and he ultimately was going to be a member of what ended up being the Fab Five. But I will say one thing, just being there, I'll never forget. Chris took about 5-6 minutes and literally individually thanked each teammate, coach, teacher, friend, family members that impacted him and helped him. And I thought that was a true class act. And, you know, back then, you know, Chris being an 18-year-old student, you really could see how sincere he was. And so that was a great captivating moment, and through that whole 3-year period, through the season with all the injuries, complete the three-peat, ultimately ending up in that banquet hall with Chris announcing he was going to U of M. And this roster was full of great players. You know, so a lot of these players we talked about the 1989 team, but Kevin Colson was a senior. He had 15 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds that game, all-state player, great point guard, went to FAMU. Yapo Montgomery, he was an all-state player, had 12 points, went to U of D to play collegiately. Obviously, Chris, unbelievable game despite that injury, 27 points, 22 rebounds. You know, as we know, U of M, NBA, Mr. Basketball is the Naismith Player of the Year, Parade All-American Player of the Year, the Gatorade National Player of the Year that season. Just, you know, I've said in previous telecasts, you know, Chris' foundation of this program and really started to what it became. And Chris Backus was a senior at 7 points that day. And, you know, I know he was happy to come back from that injury to be full go by the time playoffs hit. And Chris Jensen, who was a junior that year, played a great game. But other people on the team, Brock Harvey was a junior. He's one of the best quarterbacks, a dear friend of mine to ever play at Country Day. He went on to play collegiately at Princeton University and won an Ivy League championship as a starting quarterback. You had Tim Webb, who was a junior. He was an all-time great goalie, and our soccer program our soccer program is one of the best in the country. He went on to play at Brown. Daryl Hervey, he was hurt most of that year, but he went to the Naval Academy. And like I said in a previous telecast, goes without saying, his father, Curtis Hervey, Coach Harv, really helped with his Super Friends, coaching a lot of us in the summer. And I know his relationship with Coach Keener was really impactful through the years. You had Nate Johnson. He went on to play football at Toledo, won a MAC championship. Vince Archer, Vince I actually saw this fall. I've taught his nephews Trey and Chase. You had Adrian Tonin. He played football here as the owner of Cafe Cortina. Lars Ludeman, Damon Gunn, Clarence Black. He went on to play collegiately at Hillsdale College. And then one player, dear friend, I know he's all in our hearts, Corey Jones. We lost him too soon. He was a sophomore, but he had a tremendous spirit, true beautiful person, and I couldn't review this team without mentioning Corey. He's an angel in the sky for us. So that's a 1991 Class B state championship team, 26-2.
Thank you so much for that halftime history lesson and perfect timing as we start the second half here in the Shaw Gymnasium. Yellow Jackets down by 6 on the scoreboard. Luka Nowinski alongside Steve Lepkowski. So glad to have you along here. Isaiah Marino's three-pointer doesn't fall, so Denby taking it the other way now.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what adjustments Coach Nobles made at half and how we come out. And again, I'm sure the running theme was finish at the basket.
Three-point shot for Denby doesn't go. So Yellow Jackets will have an opportunity to score again for the first time in this second half. And it's Cade Wilhelmy down low, continuing his great night. He's got 9.
The big man freight train running down the center of the court there. Cade's playing fantastic. what a great night for him. And I love the fact you get a big man running down the middle on a break. You got to feed him. You got to reward him for running.
Artez Davis working for Denby on the offensive end. We see Evan Singleton face guarding Cook, as we saw in that second quarter. Held him scoreless in that second quarter. Now Robinson puts up a shot. That one doesn't fall. Cordell Robinson with the rebound, now taking it quickly the other way. Robinson finds Evan Singleton cutting baseline, puts up a shot, and it goes through for his first points on senior night.
Great hesitation there by Evan, was running, got caught a little bit, a little pump fake and finish, and we're continuing with our deny of Cook there by Evan, and it'll be see what Denby does to counter that. I'm kind of surprised they're not moving Cook around. Now he's moving a little bit. I'd be running him all over the court, but if he stays stagnant, he's not going to have too much of an impact this half.
Here's Cook with it, puts up a three over Evan Singleton. That one doesn't fall. Davis falls to the floor with the ball, and looks like Denby called a timeout there to keep possession. Evan Singleton's not a player who's going to show up a whole lot on the stat sheet. He's not someone who's going to score. He's definitely not someone who's going to ask for the ball. He's kind of that unselfish senior leader that you'll see on the floor. But he made a great play there on offense, and he's made great plays all night.
Absolutely. Evan has been at this school since pre-K 3. I remember teaching him in kindergarten. He's a kid. I don't care what sport you want Evan Singleton on your team. He was a captain of the football team, and you're right. Evan may not show up on the scores table, but you know what he is going to do? He's going to always pick up his teammates. He's going to get you hustle points. He's going to do that not many people can do. Coach Noble's middle of the game, you got to deny Cook. We'll win this game if he doesn't touch the ball. And he's doing it. And he's literally had the greatest impact on this team since we've done that. And there's not going to be one stat line that will show up on the scorebook because of that. And so, yeah, he's a glue guy. You got to love a kid like Evan Singleton.
Tillman inbounds to Cook. A little bit of a tussle with Isaiah Marino there, and a foul will go against Evan Singleton. That's Singleton's first foul all night.
Yeah, and you even see, since that second quarter and our change in defense, Cook has got some looks, but he's rushing it now. And he's obviously frustrated, and so this is definitely a good situation for us.
Tillman drives, doesn't go. Country Day will take it. It's Robinson pushing the pace for the Yellow Jackets. Going down low, fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, I like Cordell's aggressiveness tonight. He's best offensively when he's doing that. And he's getting leading the break, but anytime he sees the defense has their back turned, he's just going to go. And he's got a great knack for that.
That's the third foul against Artez Davis, a guy with 6 points and also kind of their player with the most size on the floor.
Yeah, any foul trouble for Denby is going to be huge for us because, again, they only have 8 players. So I'd love to see us continue to attack.
Robinson, second shot falls, goes 2 for 2 and ties the game at 28. Country Day on a 6-0 run to start the second half, kind of similar to what we saw at the start of the second quarter. Now Cordell Robinson picks it away. He's going the other way and taking the lead for the Yellow Jackets.
Another great finish by Cordell. He is really strong at the rack, and he's starting to feel it now, and this bodes well for us tonight.
Tyrone Robinson swings it out. Mitchell with the jumper, doesn't fall. Isaiah Marino with the rebound. Robinson taking it the other way for the Yellow Jackets. Chance to keep the lead going. Gets it out to Evan Singleton, hesitates. Finds Marino going inside, putting it through. The Yellow Jackets have a 4-point lead.
Finish, what the theme was, and we've come out and we're doing that. Isaiah gets that, goes right up to the rack. If we continue to do this, we're going to be in great shape tonight.
10-0 run for Country Day to start the second half. That's been huge. Davis puts up a shot. That one doesn't fall. Marino with another board. Robinson taking it the other way for Country Day once again. Gonna slow it down, gets it over. Marino for 3. No! Davis comes down with it. Now Denby will try to push it. It's Cook working against Singleton. Singleton will not give him an open shot. Now drives baseline. And one foul goes against Cade Wilhelmy.
Well, that's what great players do. Evan couldn't have done any better. Unbelievable ball defense. Cook just gets around him to the baseline, draws a foul, and I don't know how he finished that. It looked like he shot that from behind the backboard, but, Cook is going to get his points. Evan has done a tremendous job, but that sequence there just shows how kind of dynamic player he is.
That's the first foul of the night on Cade Wilhelmy, who's got 9 points for the Yellow Jackets. Had a fantastic night so far.
Absolutely, and this is, again, can't say it enough, this is what this night is about, our seniors. They're coming to play, that's for sure.
Cook sinks the free throw, so Country Day's lead down to 1 point, 32-31, and 4:30 remaining in this third quarter, and a third quarter that's kind of felt like it's been flying by a little bit here.
Yeah, tremendous pace.
Marino for 3. No. Kukas with the offensive rebound. Singleton for 3. Oh, that one just rims out. Murphy, offensive board, puts it up, and 1 for Blake Murphy.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't in that locker room, but sure looks like Coach Noble sent a message of be strong underneath and finish, because every time in the second half we are getting that ball and we are putting it in the basket, whether we're fouled or not. And it is, we've got to be able to do that. And if we can do that, we are a very dangerous team. When we don't, then that's when we have problems.
We are now 4 for 4. All 4 seniors scoring here on senior night. Blake Murphy misses the and 1 free throw, but Marino with the offensive board and the putback. Great job by Isaiah Marino. And that's a timeout for Denby. 36-31, Yellow Jackets lead. They have 14 points in this third quarter compared to Denby's 3.
You got to love when you're in a heated contest, you go into break, and obviously whatever the coaches and players talked with each other about, they've come out like a different team. And they are committed to win this game for the seniors, and it's beautiful to watch. Now, we're only halfway through the third quarter, a lot of game left here, but this is fun to watch. I mean, it is a different team in my eyes in these first 4 minutes.
Yellow Jackets have done a tremendous job on both ends of the floor so far in this third quarter. We haven't really seen an offensive explosion quite like this from maybe all season.
100%. I would agree with you. We've tended to have runs of maybe 3 trips down, but then we'd go stagnant for 4 or 5 minutes. We're on all cylinders, but a lot of that is we're playing some of the best defense we've had all year and rebounding. Isaiah Marino has had some strong rebounds defensively, really grabbing that ball out of the air, and that tends to lead to offense, and we're not giving up second chance points, so we're able to secure the rebound, outlet, and run, finish. And you do that, I don't care what level of basketball you're at, you're going to have a chance to win every game.
Another thing I want to point out here for Denby, number 4, Artez Davis, has 4 fouls halfway through this third quarter, so he is on the bench for them right now, and they've got Jaden Hale in, who hasn't played a whole lot so far tonight. Tillman working for Denby. They're going to need some points if they want to stay in this one. Yellow Jackets have been on fire. Now it's Lamont Smith. Swings it over to Hale. Some ball movement from Denby that we haven't seen a whole lot so far tonight.
Yeah, you can really see, Denby just doesn't have an answer on the half court of how to get the ball to Cook, and that's great for us. But, they try to get him in the high post, but he's stagnant, and so, he's really, his only chance has been on runouts. And again, it's a testament to Evan. He is just shutting him down.
Tillman to inbound for Denby. He's looking for Cook. Covered very well by Blake Murphy. Robinson for 3. That one falls through, so Denby able to kind of break the lull a little bit. They've been able to score very sparingly so far in this second half. 36-34, Country Day lead. You're going to want to keep scoring and keep putting the pressure on Denby. Kukas with it, going down low, putting it up, putting it through. Nice job by Chase Kukas. He's got 9 points now.
Yeah, strong move by Chase. I'd like to see a little more of that the rest of this game. He's got a size advantage.
Hale swings it out. Now Robinson almost had an open shot. Blake Murphy did a great job there to take it away. Now Cordell Robinson down to Isaiah Marino down low. Fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line.
Great job, and we are playing our best brand of basketball right now, and I agree with you. Even from the beginning of the year, we haven't seen a quarter like this third quarter. This is a good quality team, has really good players. We haven't played like this all year, and it goes back to Coach Noble's scheduling and you want to be at your best at the end of the year, and I feel like we are. And, after this game, we're going to have 3 games into the playoffs, and we can certainly build off this. And we play like this in the playoffs, we're going to be dangerous in the districts.
Marino makes them both double digits scoring tonight. This team really feels like it's at its best when Isaiah Marino is playing at his best, and he is absolutely doing that here tonight. 10 points. He's been great on the glass all night. He's made the difference, and now he takes it away for the Yellow Jackets. Cordell Robinson taking it the other way, pushes it to Blake Murphy down low, and that one's picked away. Denby now will take it the other way. It's Tillman, and that'll be a foul against Blake Murphy.
To your point about Isaiah, he can just he's such a dynamic player, can do so many things on the court. Like you said, rebound, run the floor, shoot the 3, finish underneath, shoot free throws, play ball defense. So you're right. When he's going, he's just doing all those things even better.
Inbound, Jaden Martin not making it easy. Tillman gets it all the way at the other end of the floor. Now we'll bring it up for Denby. Tillman drives, gives it up to Mitchell, swings it out to Cook. Cook, mid-range jumper, lots of defense by the Yellow Jackets. Cordell Robinson comes down with a rebound. Yellow Jackets with a 6-point lead. Looking to pile on a little bit more. Marino working down low, puts it up, puts it through. Nice job by Isaiah Marino to get away from the pressure.
Yeah, he's feeling it. That's an amazing play there on the baseline. I don't know how he contorted his body on the baseline and do that. That is a heck of a play there.
Yellow Jackets on a 6-0 run. Cordell Robinson taking it up, and a foul will go against Denby. They've got 4 team fouls now in this third quarter, and that goes against Marquise Tillman, his 4th foul. So now not only is Artez Davis in foul trouble, so is Marquise Tillman. Yellow Jackets have just had an amazing third quarter. They've scored 20 points compared to Denby's 6. It's just been a firepower of just offense and defense. Both ends of the floor have made a huge difference here.
Playing inspired basketball. And like we said at the jump, fouls and fatigue is going to be our greatest advantage, and we're already starting to get Denby in foul trouble, so we got to keep doing that.
Cordell Robinson's pass picked away, and then Jaden Martin takes it away from Cook. Martin now going on the offensive end, going down low. That one doesn't fall. Marino kind of got a putback there, but Robinson taking it the other way for Denby now. Robinson puts up a 3 over Cordell Robinson. It was tipped. Murphy with the rebound, but gives it right back to Robinson. Down low, gets his own rebound and putting it through. Tyrone Robinson does not have a height advantage over anyone on the floor, but did a great job there.
Yeah, we've Coach Noble's getting some subs right now. We're getting a little out of sorts, and calling timeout, great timeout. We've played so well. That little sequence there, I think a couple of our players a little bit too tired, and great time to call timeout, settle down, take a breath. Let's finish this quarter strong and not let them get some cheap baskets like they just did.
42-36 lead for the Yellow Jackets. If I told you going into halftime that this would be the score with 1:13 left in the third quarter, I mean, what would you have said?
Wouldn't believe you, Luca. But again, I think the dynamics of senior night, that is a powerful thing in high school for anyone who's played athletics, and certainly when you have 4 kids that played 4 years of basketball, you've poured so much time and energy. If you're not going to give your best on senior night, then you never will. And all 4 of them are playing inspired basketball. The young kids are following their lead, and you're seeing the result of it. And again, we've got still a lot of game left, but amazing third quarter.
Jaden Martin with it now for the Yellow Jackets, gives it up to Cordell Robinson. They have a 6-point lead with just over a minute to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, so they're going to trap out of this zone, and we're going to have to be good at rotating the ball.
Singleton finds Wilhelmi down low, gets it over to Marino, who puts it up and fouled. That's the 5th foul against Denby, and will put the Yellow Jackets in the bonus.
And we've been doing it the third quarter better than we did the whole game. Against the zone, rotate the ball, get it into the post-to-post pass. And a lot of times in high school basketball, you get it to the post, and that person's either going to shoot or kick it out. Rarely do you see the post-to-post pass, and we've done a great job of that. And it's a huge weapon to use, especially when we've got Isaiah and Cade. I mean, we've got a size advantage in there, and so that's a great job there. Great look by Cade.
Marino at the line to shoot 2. Gets the first.
And again, it's a little thing in basketball. What makes Isaiah so great is he can play down low, get fouled. He's going to hit his foul shots. And now that is a complete player. And he just did a great job there hitting both of those.
Cook with it for Denby. Has to give it up. Great job by Evan Singleton all night on defense. Cook does not want to face him. Corner three, just way too strong. Robinson with it now for Denby and puts it through. Robinson has been a little bit of a bright spot for them when they've been struggling a little bit. Martin pushes it up to Wilhelmi. Now to Isaiah Marino. Down low, doesn't fall. Denby taking it the other way. It's Cook working against Martin. Cook with the mid-range jumper. That one doesn't fall. Isaiah Marino gets the rebound into Cordell Robinson. 13 seconds on the clock in this third quarter. Robinson all the way, putting it through.
Great reverse layup there. What an athletic play by Cordell.
Now Cook going quickly, and he's fouled hard by Cade Wilhelmi.
Yeah, and I like that foul. We've had other games where the opponent will drive, and we, kind of don't. If you're going to foul, foul. And that's what Cade did, especially against Cook. You cannot have any hesitation if you're going to foul, because a player like that's probably going to hit that shot. So I'm sure Coach Nobles has no problem with that foul, especially against a great player like that. I mean, it's got to be decisive.
If there's one guy you don't want to let get comfortable in any respect, it's Jarnett Cook. He's got now 16 points, but 12 of those came in the first quarter. Yellow Jackets have really shut him down, and big thanks to Evan Singleton.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to ask you how many do you have in that first quarter, because he hasn't really been scoring too much since then.
2 seconds on the clock. Martin will just throw it up. That one doesn't go, so Country Day goes into the final break between quarters in this one, up by 6. It's been a great third quarter for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, this is the final push here on senior night, your last 8 minutes on this court. And so, our kids are getting their breath right now. We're going to need, Coach Noble's probably looking at Evan Singleton. We need 8 more minutes and no let up on Cook. And then we're going to have to keep rebounding strong defensively. We did a great job in the third quarter. What was hurting us in the first half is we weren't doing that, and Denby was getting a lot of second chance points. And then Cordell's got to keep getting to the rack. Post players got to finish, and, you're kind of in a good spot in that what the blueprint is. The tough thing is, after a quarter like that, we can't have any letdown. We can't sit back and say, hey, we got this game, because at the end of the day, with a kid like Cook, 2 trips down the court, this game's tied. So we've got to finish this job, and we're going to have an exciting fourth quarter here.
Luka Nowinski alongside Steve Lepkowski on senior night here in the Shaw Gymnasium. So glad to have you along for this final broadcast of the men's basketball team this season. We're going to have a couple more women's games for you as their season comes to the final stretch in the regular season, at least. We'll see them on Tuesday, February 18th against Marion. You won't want to miss it.
Yeah, that's 2 blue blood programs in women's. It's the history of women's basketball in the state of Michigan, so that'll be a great night. Marion versus Country Day.
Cook with it. Puts up a mid-range shot over Marino. Goes nowhere. Davis with the rebound. Puts it up. Puts it through and one. Artez Davis.
Yeah, and that's the opposite of the last foul that Cade had. I think he thought he held his ground, and that's the situation. That's how when you're in the post, you don't want to foul. It might have been ticky-tack, but now a chance for a 3-point play here.
Wilhelmi with 3 fouls now on the night, so he will head over to the bench. Davis with the opportunity to convert on a 3-point play. Puts it through. So the lead down to 3 for the Yellow Jackets.
It's interesting. Denby in this second half, they've really fallen back to their half-court defense. Now in 1-2-2, they have kind of gotten away from their full-court pressure.
Denby on a mini 5-0 run. Robinson swings it over to Singleton, looking for the open man. It's Murphy in the corner for 3. That one doesn't fall. Singleton with the offensive rebound. Robinson working once again now. Facing some pressure from Robinson from Denby. Now Martin going down low and fouled on the floor. Denby picking up their first team foul of this fourth quarter, and that's on Tyrone Robinson, his third.
Yeah, that was a great job by Cordell. We get the offensive rebound, backing it up, resetting. Sometimes kids can kind of go back in right away into the offense and not be set.
Jaden Martin working now for Country Day. Robinson looking for an open man. He'll keep it on the perimeter now with Jaden Martin. Now Singleton. Yellow Jackets, lots of movement here. Denby doing a nice job of keeping the inside covered. Here's Marino going down low, though. He found it. 16 points for Marino tonight.
What a great move by Isaiah. That's the old James Worthy spin on the baseline. Man, that talented player.
That one goes out of bounds. Denby will keep it. 48-43, Yellow Jackets lead. It's been a great effort on both ends of the floor, as we've said all night here on senior night. And that energy and that intensity is continuing into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, again, the blueprint for us to be successful as we get close to the playoffs. It's really nice to see Isaiah have a great game today. It's been a couple games since we've seen him play at this pace, and it's, you can see the effect it has on our team.
Inbound pass taken away. Jaden Martin had it, but now Denby taking it the other way. It's Robinson trying to go down low, puts up a floater. That one goes through. Robinson has 13 points. He's kind of stepped up after the Yellow Jackets were able to stop Cook, and he's been the go-to guy for them when they've needed some points.
Absolutely. He's a very dynamic player, and you can see Denby's not going anywhere. This can go right down to the end.
Robinson for three. That one doesn't go. Mitchell with the rebound for Denby. Now Robinson will push it. Under 6 minutes to go. Just a 3-point Yellow Jacket lead. Cook with it. Gets a screen. Singleton right back. Puts up a three. That one's too strong. Martin with the rebound. He's fighting for it with Davis, and he comes back with it. Martin taking it up now. Gets it over to Blake Murphy. Pump fake now over to Isaiah Marino. Marino going down low, putting it up, putting it through. Isaiah Marino is putting on a clinic in the post tonight.
And he is playing under control, lights out basketball. Right there, he could have taken the bait. He used a pump fake, see it, the defense distorted, and just went right to the rack. What a great play there.
Robinson hands it to Cook. Denby knows if they want to come out with a win tonight, they need to get Cook going, but Evan Singleton is not having it. Cook with it now. Gets two screens, driving, baseline, he stepped on it. This one's going the other way.
You just can't say enough about what Evan Singleton is doing. Even when Cook is getting the ball, trying to drive or shoot, he's just a different player, and what a tremendous job Evan's doing right now.
50-45 lead for the Yellow Jackets, under 5 minutes to go now on senior night. Cordell Robinson with it. Now over to Ethan Bray, fresh legs off the bench, as well as Chase Kukas. Now Marino in the corner for three. Yes! Isaiah Marino can do it all.
Lights out tonight. Three is a problem on the court, and that's a great thing to see.
Now 21 for the sophomore. Mid-range shot too strong for Denby. Robinson comes back with it. 8-point Yellow Jacket lead now. Robinson kicks it out. Kukas. Back to Robinson, they'll reset.
Man, it'd be great to see us get a really good look here because we can really press this lead open.
Bray, mid-range. No, Marino fighting for the rebound was out of bounds, so Denby will take over. Feels like the Yellow Jackets just have all the momentum. Denby's been able to create a little bit offensively, but the Yellow Jackets still just keep the pressure going.
Yeah, as we get close to being under 4 minutes now, if we can extend the lead to double digits, that's a really tough ask for Denby to come back. That's why I was saying, we're at this moment with an 8-point lead. If we can get a stop here and go down and score, it's really going to help us because Denby's going to have to start doing things they don't want to.
Cook to inbound over Evan Singleton. Not a lot open there. Finally gets it in to Tillman, who's working against Ethan Bray. Only one team foul for each of these two teams. And Bray will pick up his third foul now.
One thing to think about, Luca, as we get down to the end of this game, when I said Denby's going to have to do things they don't want to, they've got significant amount of people in foul trouble. So it's going to be difficult for them to follow us to stop the clock if we can maintain this lead. And that's, why offensively in these next minute and a half, 2 minutes, we got to get some really good looks here, keep this lead to where it is.
Cook got a 3-point shot there. Evan Singleton had a hard time weaving through traffic. Marino, just seems like everything is falling for Isaiah Marino right now. He's got 23.
Yeah, he's in the zone, and we got to keep riding him. You get a player like this, you just got to find out where 3 is on the court, give him the ball, let him do his thing.
Here's Cook working against Singleton, puts up a mid-range shot. Doesn't go. This one goes out of bounds off of Isaiah Marino. Nice job by Davis to throw it off of him.
The nice thing about Isaiah tonight, obviously offensively he's dialed in, but he is playing so hard on defense, doing the dirty work, getting the rebounds, fighting for loose balls, and this is what makes him a complete player.
Robinson to inbound for Denby, gets it to Cook. Working against Singleton. Gets off the screen, finds Davis, now back out to Robinson for 3. That one's off and out of bounds, so Country Day will take over once again, now with a 7-point lead and 3:07 on the clock on senior night.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Nobles, I'm calling whatever set or offense you have that gets the ball to 3. Get Isaiah the ball, let him do his thing. They're man-to-man. He's got Robinson, who's got significant height advantage. Get him in the block, and let's go to work.
Cordell Robinson tried to get it to Isaiah Marino. It was Robinson for Denby that poked it away. Now Cook poking it away from Robinson. And a foul will go against Cordell Robinson.
Yeah, I think Cordell's going to get hit with an intentional. I think he'd like to have that one back, anytime you grab at a player's jersey. So this is going to result in a technical and the ball back to Denby. That's really unfortunate.
And what you really like to see from this team immediately after that foul, Cade Wilhelmy and Evan Singleton going up to Cordell Robinson, letting them know it's okay. They're going to live to see. 2:47 left in this game. A lot still can happen, and keeping him kind of locked in and ready to go, that's what you need from your senior leaders.
Yeah, but that's what the maturity of seniors and leadership, especially in the caliber of 2 kids in Cade and Evan. I mean, these are the best of the best kids I've ever been around. So not shocked at all that's just their natural response.
Cook only 1 for 2 from the line now. He'll inbound for Denby. Finds Tillman, who puts up a shot. That one too strong. Robinson with the rebound for the Yellow Jackets, facing some pressure. There's Isaiah Marino with it. Pushes it up to Kukas. Wide open 3 from the corner. He got it! Chase Kukas, 12 points tonight for the senior.
Big bucket there for the senior. That is great. It was great to see. A huge, huge 3.
Now Tyrone Robinson for Denby. 2:20 to go.
Moving screen Cook. There, yeah, absolutely.
There's an offensive foul.
I show you Evan Singleton, and we've talked about this in previous games with Jaden Martin. You frustrate the offense, and they just start committing fouls on offense. You could see that a mile away. Tillman about tackled Evan, who was chasing Cook down the baseline.
And that's foul number 5 for Marquise Tillman, so he will head to the bench for the remainder of this game. He's fouled out. Marino inbounds to Cordell Robinson. Yellow Jackets hold a 9-point lead, looking to close this one out on senior night. Robinson lost it. Cook has it now. Going all the way for Denby. Lays it up. Lays it in.
Yeah, I wonder at this point if Coach Noble is going to remind Cordell, we got the lead, it's 2 minutes, but sometimes we've got to slow down. We don't need to play at this pace, and you can see what happened the first 2 times down the court.
Marino got it poked away by Robinson. Robinson going down low for Denby and putting it through. So Denby doing a great job, and now they will call a timeout of their own.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We had a 9-point lead there, and we were just going too fast for the moment. We need to slow down, getting us to have a man opposite the ball in case they trap. But that's going to happen. It's basketball. It's high school basketball. So now the game was in 5 minute 49 left. Denby can just play straight up. If it was 9-point lead, they'd probably have to start fouling, which that is something that I don't know the capabilities with their foul trouble they could go. So we're going to have to go over our press breaker, talk about help not running away from the ball because they are going to trap. So we can't leave our the ball handler in no man's land, strong with the ball, finish, and go close out this senior night with a victory.
1:49 to go. Yellow Jackets lead down to 5. So this will be a very important minute, 49 seconds. They got to be able to kind of break through, and Denby's had a really nice full court press in the late stages of this fourth quarter. Almost a little bit surprising that they haven't broken it out earlier in the game to kind of stop the Yellow Jacket momentum. But it's really giving the Yellow Jackets a hard time. So now's the time. You got to persevere, keep going, get through that pressure, stay patient. I think that's really what's going to be important for the Yellow Jackets in the final stretch of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. They're coming out in a man, full court press, and we're going to have to be able to handle it.
And that one goes out of bounds, so Denby will take over now with 1:45 on the clock.
Yeah, and it's obviously a timeout, not what we wanted to have happen. So now we've got, this is anyone's game at this point. Even though we're up 5, Evan's going to have to keep locking up Cook, and we're definitely going to have to continue to rebound like we've had in the second half, meaning on the defensive end, only give them one shot. No second chance points. That's where we've been in trouble a little bit in the second half.
On the floor for the Yellow Jackets, it's Cordell Robinson, Jaden Martin, Evan Singleton, Isaiah Marino, and Cade Wilhelmy. And referees having a little bit of a discussion here.
Yeah, I think they were at some time to the clock because no one hit the ball. So when that happens, the ball goes to Denby where we were throwing it out, no time off the clock.
Cook looking to inbound over Evan Singleton. He's looking for Robinson, puts up a 3 from the corner. That one too short. Wilhelmy with the rebound over to Isaiah Marino. Pushes it up to Cordell Robinson now. Robinson, mid-range jumper, falls. Great job by Cordell Robinson. 12 points for him tonight.
Yeah, great job on defensive glass there, what we're talking about. And again, tough shot by Cordell.
There's a floater by Robinson, no good. Wilhelmy with the rebound, now up to Isaiah Marino. Yellow Jackets might want to slow it down here with 1:20 to go in a 7-point lead.
Yeah, we want to be real deliberate here.
And a foul will go against Denby's number 0. That's Lamont Smith, his first foul. Each team with 3 fouls in this fourth quarter, 1:16 to go. Martin will inbound to Cordell Robinson. Yellow Jackets going to look to take some more time off the clock. Robinson working against Cook. And now a foul will be called against Tyrone Robinson, so he's got 4.
And that would be a big loss if Tyrone Robinson got fouled out, because as you said, he's kind of picked up for Cook offensively, and he's a great ball handler for them. But this is dribbling contest now for 1:07, so we don't necessarily have to have any kind of offensive structure. We have to have spacing, be strong with the ball, and dribble.
Cook takes it away on the inbound and scores for Denby. He's got 25 now on the night, 60-55 Yellow Jacket lead. Jaden Martin trying to weave through some traffic in the full court pressure from Denby. Now Robinson finds Jaden Martin near half court. Martin taking it up. Now gets it over to Ethan Bray, who will slow it down under 50 seconds. Now over to Cordell Robinson, facing some pressure from Smith. And he's fouled by Cook. That's Cook's first foul.
Yeah, this is the name of the game. When you're in these situations, especially a team like Denby who plays great ball defense, you've got to be a pretty strong player because, they're going to be reaching. Ref's not going to call every ticky-tack foul. And so we got to be strong with the ball, under control, understand how many timeouts we have, and don't put yourself in a situation where you can't pass it to a teammate.
Robinson missed the first of 2 free throws. Yellow Jackets in the bonus now after 5 team fouls by Denby in this fourth quarter. 43.8 on the clock on senior night. Yellow Jackets hold a 5-point lead. Robinson will look to convert on the second of 2 free throws. And that one bounces out. So nothing there from Robinson for the Yellow Jackets. Now Robinson for Denby finds Davis going down low. Denby has some life. 60-57 Yellow Jacket lead. That's Robinson getting through the pressure, and a foul will go against Denby right up against the scorer's table. So that should send Cordell Robinson to the line. And that foul goes against Tyrone Robinson, his 5th foul, so he fouls out as well. He's, like you said, really been kind of the main source of production, especially on offense for Denby. Now losing that with 30 seconds left, it's going to be a tough one, but only a 3-point game. And, Cordell Robinson did miss both free throws his last time to the line, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here down the stretch. Hits the first. That's what you need.
Yep, good stroke there. And it was this money time, under a minute to go. Championship teams, no matter how you've been shooting all night, they're going to hit their free throws. So that was a great look by Cordell.
Hits them both.
Great
job by Cordell Robinson in the clutch.
Yeah, that is a great job. Took a hard foul. Had some moments here in the last minute. He probably would like to, when he looks at the film, redo. But hard foul, missed the 2 previous, gets up there, all net twice. And so, again, great by him. And, the energy of this senior night by this group of players has been really nice to see. It's been inspiring. And, got 30 seconds to go, up 5.
It's been a back and forth fourth quarter. Denby has scored 17. We've scored 16. It's been another exciting night of basketball. It seems like every time we've got one of these games with this men's team, they just put on a show. Yeah,
and it's testament, and we've said this so many times on the telecast, Coach Nobles and his staff, it's the 3rd year. And, when you have a new staff, changes don't happen overnight. But now by year 3, you really see for the first time with this group of players taking on the personality of Coach Nobles. And they just play hard for the duration of the game, no matter the score.
Denby trying to push through Country Day's full court pressure. That one goes out of bounds. And they'll say that Country Day will take over.
Yeah, great
Denby
job.
Denby can't believe it.
I think they're saying it went off the knee of Cook, but either way, it looks like it's Country Day basketball, so that's a good thing.
25.6 on the clock now. Yellow Jackets with that 5-point lead. This will be a crucial inbound for Jaden Martin here. Yep. He finds Ethan Bray. 3 Denby players around Ethan Bray. And they'll call a jump ball. I don't even know that any of the Denby players really had their hands on it, but...
Yeah, I think the refs in their rotation was a little bit out of sorts and couldn't really see that, but thankfully it's our ball off the jump ball.
Martin gets it into Kukas. On the baseline, back out to Martin. 14 on the clock now for the Yellow Jackets, and a foul by Jarnett Cook will send Jaden Martin to the line.
So, yeah, now we're in position here. If Jaden can hit these free throws, we're going to be in great shape. And, what a great effort by Country Day on senior night. Again, the 4 seniors with Evan, Cade, Blake, and Chase. Just all 4 of them playing extremely hard. And on top of that, it was nice to see all the younger players. You can tell tonight's a little different. They're playing their hearts out to support those 4 teammates.
Martin misses them both. 10 on the clock for Denby. It's Cook working. Cook looking for a shot. Finds his teammate. That one doesn't go through. Gets his own rebound. 1 on the clock. The buzzer sounds, and Country Day is victorious on senior night. It's 62-57, our final score. What a job by these Yellow Jackets. It felt like they were kind of outpaced in the first half, especially the first quarter of this game. And it's the intensity, the energy that just came in on senior night. It felt like a special night, and it was for these Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, it was a great thing to see. You can see how hard the boys wanted to come out with a victory tonight based on last Friday and it being senior night. So that is a tremendous thing to see, and just happy for them because, like I said, no matter what sports you play, when you've given 4 years of time and effort with your friends and your coaches, senior night is a very special night.
And these seniors really played their hearts out here on senior night. A fantastic performance by the Yellow Jackets, once again winning 62-57. We've got a couple of the seniors here joining us on the broadcast, starting with Evan Singleton. Evan, You were tasked with guarding Cook starting in the second quarter of this game. He had 12 points in the first quarter, held to just 25 overall. After a great first quarter from him, what kind of led you to bring in the energy, and how were you able to kind of shut him down for the majority of this game after getting that assignment to start the second quarter?
Well, over the 2 years of varsity, that's become my identity as a player. I don't love shooting threes like some guys. I don't love taking up the ball like some guys, but I just love playing defense. I've hooped for a long time, and that's kind of been my calling card ever since like third grade maybe. So knowing that I can come out here and do that to whatever player the team needs, it feels good, and I know a lot of my players push me in practice in that sense.
You know, Evan, you've been a lifer at Country Day. I remember teaching you in kindergarten. What's it like? You know, you had your senior night on football, now senior night in basketball. You're going to have track and field in the spring. But just talk briefly of just the full circle of life, your Country Day life now coming into your senior year and how it's been.
As tough as it is having my last basketball game at a home court, I feel so blessed. I'm blessed to have been able to go to this school for so long. I still think about you teaching me gym and doing dodgeball and kickball and all that. So definitely blessed to have gone here. It's a great school. And I'm just excited to get into the playoffs. Even though this is our last home game, I'm excited to see how far we can go as a team.
Yeah, well, thank you for everything you've done. And it's been just so neat to see you grow up. And tonight, I'll tell you what, you know, Lucas said it. You might not show up in the scorebook too much tonight, but you are absolutely MVP. The game changed when you started covering Cook, and the game was from that point over different and changed, and it's a real reason you all pulled out the senior night win. So great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Evan, for joining us. We'll be joined by another member of this senior class in just one moment. I mean, it was really great to see that from Evan Singleton tonight. Really played his heart out. We are now joined by Country Day's number 50, Cade Wilhelmy. Cade, you had 9 points tonight. Really a force down low for the Yellow Jackets. What really made the difference for you and your team tonight?
Oh, man. I mean, you know, we preached all week that you just got to play for your seniors. This is my last time and my other seniors' last time on this court. And it's just truly a blessing to walk out here with a dub. So it's just what we preached all week. All the younger guys played for us, and I really appreciate that.
You know, when we were talking on broadcast, I could see that, Cade. You know, you guys were playing your hearts out, but you could literally see the younger players playing for you. And one thing I asked Evan is, you know, you're a lifer here, just like Evan taught you in a lower school. You've gone through football senior day, basketball, you're going to have baseball in the spring. Your older brother graduated here. You get to play with Dane. What, you know, briefly, what does it mean to you, like the full circle, how you started as, you know, a little kid here, and now you're waking up, you're going to leave for Toledo and playing college football in the fall. You know, how's your senior year been, and like what are some of your great memories of being at Country Day?
I mean, to be honest, I just want to thank my mom. She's the only reason I've had the chance to go to this great school, but I have so many memories to share. But I would just say some of my favorite memories, just every football season, especially the one when we unfortunately lost in the state semis, but something like that just sticks with you and that team, the camaraderie. It's just something you will live with the rest of your life. And I have so many more that could take like days to just go with, but, you know, I love this school.
Yeah, well, thanks for everything. You're a great kid, and, you know, I hope you know how much you've given to the school.
Thank
and
you.
To be a three-sport athlete when you didn't have to be is unique, and that's what makes you really special.
Thank you so much.
All right, great
Appreciate
job.
you guys.
Thank you for joining us, Cade. And we will have two more members of this Country Day senior class join us here. Cade Wilhelmy really played his heart out tonight. We are now joined by Blake Murphy. Blake had a really nice season this year from the Yellow Jackets. There have been some ups and downs. What really kind of made the difference, especially in this game on senior night, that you guys were able to just play with such a high intensity and come out with this win?
Well, after the first quarter, we were able to come together, and once we got our defensive principles right back, we just took over. Now, we did have some close calls and some questionable calls from the ref, but we never let that affect us at all, and we just played the way we execute in practice.
You know, Blake, you know, now it's your senior year, and, you know, you've obviously played football and basketball, you know, in high school, two really demanding sports, and, you know, you spent 3 years of kind of being an underclassman. What's it been like to be a senior now and to have other players to look up to you and coaches expect more of you?
Well, man, it's crazy that I even made it here. I remember all those days as an underclassman, just like looking up to all the upperclassmen, looking up for the advice, techniques, anything I could finish in football and or basketball. But to now be here and give life lessons and able to change what could possibly be the future of Country Day, it's really amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I mean, you've had a great career in both sports at Country Day, and better yet, a great person. And I just hope you know the impact you've had on all these, obviously a younger team, and they're going to be looking to you in the future for everything you've done. So great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Blake. Great to have you on. And we are now going to get to our final of 4 seniors here on this wonderful senior night 2025 edition. We are joined now by Chase Kukas. Chase, this is a team that has gone through a lot. You guys have dealt with some injuries throughout the course of the season, and you've really been the player that kind of stepped up for this team, taken a bigger role, and made the difference for the Yellow Jackets this season. You had 12 points tonight, down low, outside on the perimeter. What kind of made the difference for you this season, being able to step up? Kind of what led you to that point and be able to take on that larger role and make a difference for this team?
It's just being positive every day, before I even step on the court, before I even wake up and get out of bed. Being positive, knowing I'm going to have a great day every day. I tell myself 2 things every single day before I leave the house. It's going to be great, everything's going to be great, and I'm a beast. Every day. I tell myself those 2 things every single day.
Those are 2 great things to say to yourself every day, and you play like that, and Chase, you always play, I've watched you from afar for the last several years. You always play with high intensity and you give max effort. But it seems like in the last maybe 7 or 8 games, you've really kind of ticked up your offensive output. And you've really, like Lucas said, become kind of a leader with that. Is there anything that you've been focusing on, or things just been seeing the ball go through the net a little bit easier, or what's going behind that? Because it's really stark. You can see it. The offense kind of runs through you, especially early in the game. It seems like you really attack the glass.
The whole thing for me is just always working every day, no matter what. But mainly focusing on more on the mental side more than the games side. Mainly, I'll be when I say mental side, I don't even think. I'm just playing. And that's one of the things I love to do. I don't think about anything else besides just me enjoying myself, going hard, and being with my teammates and getting the win. That's all I care about, honestly.
Well, that's a great outlook, isn't it, Luca? That is. It's wisdom beyond your years, brother.
Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chase, for joining us. It's been a great senior night, and just a great win for the Yellow Jackets here. 62-57, our final score. And that was just a senior night to remember, really, a gritty performance by these Yellow Jackets. And, what do you think is the main takeaway? Obviously, our last broadcast for this men's team on the season. And, what's really the takeaway?
I think, we've said it several times. There's a couple things going into a night like this, and you've highlighted this so many times. With all the injuries, this team doesn't flinch, and that starts at the top with Coach Nobles. I remember you saying it's almost like they don't even let it bother them. And I think that's point 1. Point 2 is our kids play so hard on a consistent basis, so at some point you're going to get rewarded for that. And then you get into a senior night where seniors' last home game, and sometimes – when you have a performance like this, it'll be very interesting as they get to the playoffs. Sometimes unintentionally, you find your rotation. And you know what? They've got 3 games left in the playoffs. Coach Nobles, he may say, we got to lean on our seniors. They've been through it all. They've seen everything. And so maybe we need to lean on them a little bit more than we've had throughout the year. Who knows what the future holds, but I've said it before. On the right night, I know our kids will always play extremely hard and we'll play defense. If we've got our offensive rhythm like we did tonight, we can beat anybody. If we can get in the 60s in the playoffs, we're going to go win a district. And so that's exciting. And, again, it goes back to we've highlighted all these great former Country Day Yellow Jacket basketball state championship teams led by Coach Keener. And a tenet of his coaching was always you schedule to be ready for the playoffs. I think I said it last broadcast. So many seasons, I remember that last regular season game going into the locker room and Coach Keener saying, we will not play a team better than we've played in the regular season. So let's go do it. And I feel like that's what Coach Nobles has scheduled. So I'm really confident, we're going to have Roman come back. That's another player. And if they play with the effort, have the low post rebounding defensively, I think, the Yellow Jackets, although a young roster led by 4 seniors, they could be hoisting a trophy in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and it's really, been an absolute pleasure to do these broadcasts for this team this season. They've been exciting all year, and this is just the exclamation point on what's been a great season for them. Although there's been ups and downs, just a team that always fights, a team that's always there. They're never going to quit, and it's like you said, it's a young team, but they don't play like it, and that's been really amazing to watch all year.
Yeah, and it's just so happy for the whole program to win on senior night. It's tough if, as a senior, the last thing you want to do is the last game you play on a court that you've practiced so many times during school. When they have clubs, they're in here. You take your tests in here sometimes. They have their dances in the Shaw Gym. I mean, it's such a centerpiece to the school, and so it means a lot to those seniors, and I just am so happy they got rewarded and the coaching staff got rewarded. They deserved it based on, like you said, ups and downs, played through the injuries, but they never flinched and playing a very demanding schedule. And now they'll go on the road for three games and, let it all hang out in the playoffs.
Yeah, now final broadcast for the men's team this season, but we've got some more broadcasts coming up for the women's team. Sure to be some great games. I believe we'll be starting a week from today with Marion, so be sure to check that game out. Once again, our final score here on senior night, the Yellow Jackets defeat Denby 62-57. For Steve Lepkowski, I'm Luka Nowinski signing off from Shaw Gymnasium on senior night. Good night, everyone.